Hello everyone, and welcome to Linux Forensics here at Pen Tester Academy. In this video, I wanted to walk you through the PHP file that was called repeatedly as we discovered in the previous video. Now, I have to say this is not a course on discovering web vulnerabilities. There are a lot of other great courses here at Pen Tester Academy that you can use for things such as this. But I thought it might be insightful just to give you a little peek into what happened here and why someone might have called this particular file 51 times. The other thing that I have to tell you is that I actually used a vulnerable web application called Matilde in order to do these vulnerabilities. Now, this is an intentionally vulnerable application. However, I did this for convenience, and the lessons are still the same. So just because this was intentionally done doesn't mean that programmers don't unintentionally do the exact same thing. So let's have a look at this program, and I've opened it up in Bluefish. You can use whatever your favorite editor might be. Naturally, I've already mounted my subject file system as we did in the previous video. You can see in the comments that this file is subject to command injection, method tampering, cross-site scripting, and HTML injection. Now, in particular, we suspect they might have done some command injection because they were able to run some commands on the local system. So if we do a little checking here in the PHP, we will see that this, because it's an example, it does have the ability to enable some protections against command injection, which wasn't done here. And it looks as though target host text is being used as a variable. So we want to look and see, where is this being used in our target? So here we can see a report where it just pastes in this, but this next line is the problem. Right here, you can see, what are we doing? We're doing a shell exec. So sure enough, they are doing a shell exec and doing an NS lookup on some unauthenticated text. So what do you need to do if you're an attacker? Obviously, all you need to do is append some additional commands to the end of your target, and then you can run them. So unfortunately, we don't have the level of detail here in the logs that shows us every command that was executed, but at least we have somewhat of a clue. And this is definitely a flaw in this website that needs to get fixed. So I might search on this exact string that is put through, and notice here that depending on how you've set the flags, it's going to do a regular expression match, and it will either give you what you matched or it will refuse to run. So if we have a look at this string, target host, you can see here when the form is submitted, this is set, and it may be validated depending on the switches that we have set up in Matilde. And here, if it's being validated, you'll see that it first checks to see if it's a IP4 match or a domain name match or an IP6 match. And if none of those return any values, then it says, no, it's not validated. Otherwise, if we're not checking, it just says, sure, it's all good. Also, there's protections against cross-site scripting, which we're not actually using in this particular attack as well. And again, here we have the shell exec that's being executed with NS lookup and this target. So lots of opportunities for someone to do something bad. Again, unfortunately, we don't have all the details in our logs as to exactly what the user entered. And there's no bash history either because there's no interactive shell for this user. Well, that's all for this video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos here at Pen Tester Academy, please tell a friend We'll see you soon.